And Hannah, can you check to make sure the mic is working? Just want to make sure. Anyway, we are live from South Carolina. And let me check real quick here. Sorry, guys, this is real important. Whoop. I need to do that. Okay. You guys are so patient. I am, as you can see, I am away from home. We are improvising in a number of ways here in South Carolina. And we are... Okay, the mic is working. I just wanted to trust but verify. So I owe you guys a song from last week because of your extreme generosity. We were able to make a donation to, I believe we did the hospital, right? The Shriners Children's Hospital. So I have a song. It's a brand new song. So I'm asking for your patience again. I kind of was going to default and say I'll do it next week, but I thought, no, let's just go ahead, and I think we can do this one. So as a thank you from the bottom of my heart, I am borrowing a song from the late John Lennon, and I hope you enjoy this one. And for those of you who are new to the channel, whenever we go to $100 or above on Super Chat, I promise you guys a song of some sort. Okay, well, here we go. Brand new song. So I need your grace here. Imagine a house that's self-cleaning. Just sit and craft all day. Every stitch is aerobic. Losing weight as you crochet. Yeah, I'm dreaming, guys. Unlimited yarn budget. No more coupons to find. Imagine hooks that don't go missing, giving me a fit. Everyone knows the difference between crochet and knit. Imagine all crochet classes overflowing with waiting list. You know that I'm a crocheter, and I'm not the only one. Please pour me a Pepsi Zero, and I'll get this throw done. Imagine no more frogging. Perfect stitches in a row. No more losing loops in knitting. And knitting is fast, not slow. Imagine all your gauges perfect on the very first try. You know that I'm a crocheter, and I'm not the only one. Please get me another Pepsi Zero, and I'll get this throw done. Imagine a YouTube commercials. It's called the Watch Channel, guys. And internet's fast, not slow. Imagine all my projects completed before Christmas Day. You know that I'm a crocheter, and I'm not the only one. Please go get my yarn needle, and this throw will be done. Made it through another one. I have to show you guys. This is kind of silly. I'm not joking. We're improvising. When I packed the last time I went to Maryland, I took my music stand with me, but I found a leaf in the closet, so I was able to attach my notes to it. So we're making do. You know, we're crafters, right? We're creative, so we do the best that we can. Well, let me go ahead and put this back here. Hopefully it won't slide and fall. And I want to say hey to you guys. This is really the best part of my week. Well, one of the best parts of my week. I love being with my family. Been very, very busy this week. Had just a fun weekend with my husband, just going through Gettysburg. And then the rest of that week was trying to figure out how to pack for a 10-day stay for both my clothes and a small business with the crocheting, and fit it all along with my husband in his bags in the Miata. So we were able to do that, sort of. Hannah's smiling. Hannah, you want to say hi? Come. Hannah is here. In case some of you have not met Hannah, you got to come all the way around.
Hello.
There she is. My servant extraordinaire. And it looks like we're really blurry. So I apologize, guys, if the resolution is not so great. We are away from home, and we're away from my Verizon. Well, what do we have at home? We have the FiOS. Which is like lickety split fast. So we're away from home, away from my FiOS. So it's a little bit slower. All right. Well, let me go ahead and say hi to Tracy. Tracy, your comment was there like a long time ago. So glad to see you, waiting for us so patiently. And oh, thank you. She says, I love it when you start with the song. This is so much fun. There were other, hold on a second. I thought there were other comments. I might have missed some of them.
Did you change it to live chat?
I did change it to live chat. What happens when I do that? I should know all these things, but I don't. All right. So, and we have Linda Jones. So good to see you. She says, well, I'm on my phone, but not on my TV yet. And Sandra, so good to see my Georgia friend in the chat. And Swati from LA. Just hope y'all are doing well. An update on my friend. She had the baby and everything went well. Oh my goodness. Praise the Lord. So glad to hear that, Swati.
Hi, Swati.
And yeah, we will continue to pray because I know she's probably not done with that battle. You know, it would be great to be done with that, but I know cancer can be a pain. And Pat Dancer, it's good to see you, and Mary and Denise. And thank you for your note, Denise, and was praying for your son this morning and just hoping things are a good prognosis there. And JoJo and oh, thank you, Tracy. Thank you, guys. I'm glad you liked the song. This was so much fun. I actually wasn't sure what I wanted to do, and then I heard John Lennon singing that song, and I thought, we can work with this one. So my husband likes to play a lot of Beatles and Paul McCartney and whatnot, so there's always good opportunities around. And see, we have Anna, and is that Becky? Says, hi, Becky, if you're lurking. I don't think Becky's here today, Pat. I think she's back to work. Yeah, she's not here. Hannah just confirmed. Yeah, she's back at work. So thank you guys for praying for her. She was sick last week, and that's the only reason why she could tune in with us. But I think she is back. And Beth, it's good to see you. Hey. And Sandy O. Oh, thank you. Yeah, lots of dreaming parts in that song. I mean, especially about the aerobic exercise when I need to do something in that area, but we're not going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about happy things. And Lynn, so good to see you in the chat. And I saw your earlier comment, and I updated. I just hit live chat, and should I say all comments? No. Okay. Well, every time I do that, it changes. So I don't know what's going on with this. So let me do something here. Okay. So I apologize, guys, if I don't get to your comment. Okay, I'm reading. Okay, so if I don't get to your comment for some reason, I don't know what's going on. This looks different today. Sometimes YouTube very graciously rolls out these updates, which are wonderful. Sometimes they need work. So I apologize if I don't get to your comment. Oh, Sonia, it's good to have you in the chat, and Beach Girl, and Phil. Hello, Phil. It's so great to have you, and thank you for your encouragement, Sandra, and Sharon, and Tracy, and is it Majine from Connecticut? Forgive me on that if I didn't pronounce that right. And thank you, Pat, and Crocheting with Amber. Thank you for being with us. I don't recognize your name, so if you're new, gosh, welcome. We're so glad that you're joining us today. And Red Hooked, good to see you, my friend. And Tracy, yeah, she says it takes amazing talent. I'm not sure I call it amazing. I'm not arguing with you, Tracy. To be able to sing while playing. I try to keep it very simple. That's one thing. But it's just so much fun to try these things. And if I ever get a chance to do these at the conference, I'm hoping to be able to do a playlist at the Interweave conference in Lancaster. I did that last year in Colorado, and it was really a lot of fun. I was hoping they would have a microphone at least set up. They did not. So this year, when I go, if they give me clearance to have a half an hour or so in the in the area where they have a small stage, I'm bringing my amp, and I am bringing my microphone and my mic stand this time, because it just didn't make sense to be trying to sing and nobody being able to hear. So, I'm going to be driving the big car there, driving the my Highlander, and hopefully be able to be heard. But that is just so much fun, because I think sometimes as crafters, there goes an ambulance, but sometimes the crafters at these events, a lot of us go to have fun, but I think sometimes people get a little just too uptight and about the perfection of what they do, and they forget that it's not a job, it's a hobby. So it's always fun to bring the songs to just kind of lighten things up a bit. Sharon Archer says, a crocheter and a dreamer. Absolutely. That's how we all got through the pandemic, was dreaming, wasn't it? Yes. And Wanda Gordon, thank you for your sweet comment. And thank you, Hannah. She put the watch channel when I said the part about videos without commercials. We have that. It's not free, but we have that. It's called the watch channel. So thank you for putting that in there, Hannah. And golly, you guys are so sweet. And Lynn says, Sister Bonnie, I'm a crocheter, and I'm not the only one. Amen, sister, to that. Thank you guys. You guys are so sweet. And Charlene Lucas, she says, good morning from Missouri. How many hours per day do you all crochet? And thank you for all your prayers for my grandson. He has had surgery and is doing great. Well, that's fantastic, Charlene. That is so wonderful. I'll try to answer that, Charlene, although that's really kind of hard to answer for me. I usually crochet in the evening, not during the day. unless I'm recording, and in that case I'm before the camera, so that's really hard to gauge. But I would say maybe 2 to 3 hours if I am sitting in the evening and not doing anything else. But a lot of my time during the day is taken up with computer work and editing, recording, writing. Wish I could crochet more, but at the same time, I need to be careful with the old hands there. But yeah, it'd be interesting to hear how many hours you guys do that. Oh, thank you, Susanna and Wanda Gordon, and Erica from Charlotte, North Carolina. Thank you. We're not that far away, Erica. We're down here in and outside of Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, and we have Stacy Richards. Okay, let me open up the box here, Hannah. I've left you stranded on my computer. She's sitting right here. She sent me questions and I'm totally ignoring her. Not on purpose. Oh, Jessica likes the comment about the self-cleaning house. I'm still in the market for our self-cleaning house. I'm not talking a house full of maids that I have to pay. I'm talking a self-cleaning house. If you guys know of where I could get one of those, email me, bonniebay@me.com, and send me the links because I am so open to getting one. And Beach Girl is wondering if you're going to the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival. Has that already happened? Great question, Beach Girl. I am going to be in South Carolina until probably about May 16th. So I am not going to be able to attend it this year. However, it is tomorrow. It's the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival is tomorrow. That's May 6th and Sunday, which is May 7th. It's both of those days. I think it opens at 9. I think it might be $5 to get in, if that. It's a very nominal fee. It is the largest collection of vendors of all sorts of wool, yarn, dyed, all kinds of stuff that I have ever seen in one place in my life. I have never been to New York Rhinebeck. I've heard that place is super massive. There is enough at the Maryland Sheep and Wool Festival to keep you busy for days. Just looking. It's usually fairly crowded. So just keep that in mind. If you have a compromised immune system, you might want to just be careful. But yeah, last year it was open again. They had skipped obviously 2020 and 2021, but yeah, it happens. It's going to be this Saturday and Sunday. Bring very comfortable walking shoes, because if you don't go there very early, you're going to have a long walk from the parking lot. Massive place. It is at the Howard County Fairgrounds in Maryland. It's in a beautiful part of the state. So if you're not too far away over in Pennsylvania or West Virginia, it's worth the drive to go to that. Okay, let me go ahead and I close up my calendar here. I had to open that up. Red Hook would like me to play and sing songs at Pittsburgh. I will say that I do occasional songs inside the classroom. I do them for breaks, because when we're sitting down, you don't want to be sitting just without breaks for 3 hours. So I have I stand, it's not a long break, but we do like a 2-3 minute break, stand, stretch, do something really silly, sing a song, make everybody feel really embarrassed. But anyway, that's kind of fun. And they're optional. You don't have to embarrass yourself like the rest of us do. But I don't know that there's a place to really do a song set at Pittsburgh, but I can reach out to Laura, the organizer, and I can ask her about that. That would be a lot of fun to do. And Susanna Anderson says, would love to hear your thoughts on a well-curated yarn stash. I'm trying to build one up and tend to feel overwhelmed by the amazing variety there is in yarn options. Any tips? That's interesting. I'm not sure what to tell you, Susanna, except that, my yarn stash I didn't just, how do I say this?
It's more like it accumulated.
It's kind of been accumulated over many years of work, many years of writing books and designing, and shopping. But whenever I shop or buy yarn, I know there are a lot of funny memes out there on the internet, about just collecting yarn. And I know that's not what you're doing, just collecting for the sake of collecting. But I buy yarn to purposefully design with it. And yeah, I would just say just experiment with yarn that you find interesting or that you want to learn more about. I do have a yarn series, but it doesn't really directly answer your question. Um, I do have a video on yarn storage, and again, I know that's a different question than what you're asking. Um, yeah, I mean, if you came to my house, you probably wouldn't see that beautiful background of all the organized color and everything because I'm kind of a stickler for protecting my yarn stash. I'm keeping it free of not just pests, but free from being faded by the light. Although where my stash is, it's in a north facing room, so it doesn't really get exposed to extreme light. But I do have dust in my house, so I do try to keep it in. Oh, don't tell anybody, you know. Yeah, we all have dust. And I just don't like the idea of leaving all my yarn out in the open because it will get dusty and dirty just by being in my house because of the AC and then, anyway. Um, so yeah, so if you want to email me with more specifics on that and we can talk. Um, but I would just experiment with yarns that you find interesting and that you want to use for designs. That I think that's about the best way I can answer that. Thanks for sending that to me, Hannah. And Tracy, getting back to the question on how many hours do you crochet, and Tracy says to Charlene, I only get a few hours. Yeah. Yeah. And as far as the answering to that, the crocheting, I don't necessarily crochet every day. I do crochet on most days, but there are some days that I don't. There are some days that I just have to get away. Okay, there's a lady who likes your tote bag. Okay, okay. Let me show you that. This is nothing new. This is, again, I'm away from home and don't have a whole lot of yarn. Didn't even bring books this time. This is a tote bag. I think they're on my YouTube, not my YouTube. They're on my Teespring store. So Hannah, if you look up Teespring and then put Bonnie Bay Crochet, you'll get to my store. I believe they're in there. I don't know if I still have these or not. And here are the lyrics to one of my songs on the back. This is sung to the tune of Feliz Navidad. So this is kind of an old song. I used to have a couple T-shirts that says "No, it's not knit" on it as well. I'm not sure that this is available yet, but I will look. Do you see it in there? I think I took it down because this was about 7 or 8 years ago.
Start creating or log in for Teespring.
Okay, never mind then. So there is a. Do I have it? I think it's in the video description, but if it's not, I'll check and try to get that to you. I'm sorry, I'm being a little vain here. The T-shirts giving me extra layers today. Oh boy. And we have Gail from Alaska. Wow, got here just in time. Wow, I just mind is boggled to think about living in Alaska. That's great. And
There's only one bag on here.
really,
Yeah. Keys to happiness.
okay. There's only one bag on my current Teespring store, and it's the Key to Happiness bag. It just basically it says Key to Happiness, and it has the key to what the abbreviations mean in crochet.
Got a lot more T-shirts and stuff on here.
Yeah, there are a lot of T-shirts there as well. And we have Brad Small. It's good to see you, Linda. I hope you're feeling better. I hope, totally recovered from the procedure a while back and all. I was praying for you this morning just that you'd feel better, would feel the effects of feeling so much better. Linda Jones says, now I know you're hooked on crochet. Thank you, Linda. You're so sweet. And Patty, she says, I play the guitars too, so I appreciate your new lyrics. Yeah, thanks. And actually, this is one of my classical guitars, which is a little bit tougher to fret those notes sometimes. I wanted to bring my Taylor down, but just well, it wouldn't fit. If I was to come in the car with my husband, the guitar would not have fit. So I'll have to bring that one down on next time. And we have Raina. Thank you, Raina. I'm so glad that you can enjoy the channel. Um, and 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 Swati says, "Can we see you again, Hannah, once the resolution is good?"
Yeah,
You
I
wanna?
popped in twice.
You popped in twice?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Sorry. Yeah, my resolution's better, but yeah, it was not so good there for a while. Um, well, I don't really have, just getting to crochet items, I don't really have a whole lot to share with you today. What, this?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll share that.
If people,
Um,
some
oh,
of
people
that,
are asking about this?
Lulu's treasure trove really likes it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till about the third, the next 2 weeks. I'm going to be re-releasing an older design. Let me tell you about that one. I don't have it with me. Again, wouldn't fit in the car. Actually, this one would have fit in the car, but I would have had to have taken some of my yarn stash. I travel with my curated yarn stash, yes. A small bag of it. I actually took fewer clothes so I could take more yarn on this time. So if you see this t-shirt again next week, you'll know what happened. But I'm going to be re-releasing the summer cabled poncho. It's the video that I filmed in 2017, so it's been a while, and it's been kind of buried in my channel. So I thought we've put a new intro to it. We just kind of updated that a little bit, changed some of the information, but it's basically the same recording from 2017. So if you want to know what it was like when I was recording right at the very beginning, you can enjoy that, and you can tell that I was just a little bit awkward at first. But it is a 4 video series. I'm going to be releasing 2 next week. The first video on Monday, the second video on Wednesday, and then the following week I'll do video 3, and then the following Wednesday video 4. So we're going to release it in a series. To be honest with you, the only reason that it's not all in one video is back then the channel was so small that I can only release videos of a limited size back in the day. So that was what, 17? That was like 6 years ago. Yeah, 6 to 7 years ago. Yeah. So that was quick. Yeah, well, I'm 7 years older, but anyway, so that one's going to be coming. It's a cotton poncho. It is not a huge long project. I just wanted to explain that there are 4 videos, and that was why I couldn't release an hour long or even a 45-minute long video back in the day. Of course, the rules have changed since then. So that's why there are 4. Bringing that back. After those next 2 weeks of that project, I'm going to be releasing this one. I showed this to you. It's very long. This is the Aegean Waves stole, and it's made of mohair, and it's a mohair silk blend, and I'll just show that to you. And I use 3 different colors. If you don't want to do 3 different colors, you can just do 1. Or if you find like a multicolored, yarn, if you don't want to use mohair, you can use a sock weight yarn of any kind. You can actually use thicker yarn if you want. And when I worked this, I did work it with an oversized hook, so you can probably still use the same size hook and get similar results. I have to tell you, I traveled with this, and it looks like it was just freshly blocked. There are no wrinkles or anything, but let me tell you, when I traveled with this, it was effectually balled up and stuffed in a small bag. Let me show you. I forget the name of what they call these, but okay, like these thin bags like this. These are really nice for keeping my projects from getting all tangled up or being pulled by other things in my bag. So, I mean, once you block mohair, I mean, it's almost like a wad and wear. I mean, you don't want to wad it up purposefully, but this was balled up in my bag for 3 days, 4 days. I took it out this morning and did nothing to it, and it is not wrinkled in even in the small bit. So this is the beauty of taking the time to block mohair. Other fabrics may not block quite as well, but I know whenever I work on shawls and scarves, and when I use superwash merino wool or other types of natural fibers, blocking is beautiful. It works so well. So that is what's coming. As far as activities, we've talked about Pittsburgh a little bit. Let me give you some clarification on that. The Pittsburgh Creative Arts Festival is going to be August 24th through the 26th. It's in Green Tree, which is outside of Pittsburgh. So it makes it easier for parking and whatnot because it's right there at the hotel. You don't have to worry about getting street parking in a downtown big city. And it's, let's see, registration has started. It has opened. In fact, when it opened this past week, I think it was Thursday or Friday when registration opened, so many people were registering for these classes that it crashed their site. So if you have tried registering and weren't able to get on, go ahead and give it a try. My classes, I believe, are still all available. And let me see, do I even remember what I'm teaching? I don't know that I can look that up right now, but we'll give you more information as we get closer. I'm going to have to look up the specifics on that. But I will be teaching some cabling classes. And I can't really say too much more because I don't want to get the classes wrong and mislead you guys. But you can look at the link. There's a link in the video description of this video. And if you click on that, you can see the classes that I'm teaching. I'll be teaching 4. But I'm not the only teacher. There are many other teachers there. There are going to be knitting teachers there. I believe spinning and weaving. And so if you're interested in doing classes that are outside of the crochet and knit categories, this is the place for you. The classes are probably the most reasonably priced classes for in-person classes that I know of in the Southeast. So if you're near Pittsburgh, definitely check it out. Even if you don't want to take classes, there is going to be a beautiful yarn market of 2 to 3 rooms and big rooms of people. And last year they even had 2 or 3 yarn trucks outside where they have they have these portable traveling mobile homes that are outfitted as yarn stores. They were pretty cool to see. So there were 2 or 3 of those. So lots of locally, local yarn. Lots of people from other places in the country come to this. Now there's another one, early August 2nd through the 5th, the Interweave Yarn Fest in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Also an excellent event. I believe I'm going to be able to have a stage time there. And that's in a beautiful part of the country. I'm going to be teaching like 8 different classes there in Lancaster. So lots and lots of opportunities for crochet and knitting classes. And September 14th through the 17th, and I'm giving you a lot of dates, but DFW Fiber Fest in Dallas, Fort Worth. Actually, it's going to be Dallas, Fort Worth area, September 14th through the 17th. Irvine, Texas, if I'm saying that right. Yeah, I know you locals are probably hating me right now. So that's pretty much my schedule for the summer. It's going to be summer, early fall. It's going to be very busy between that and hopefully traveling to visit some new grandbabies. So lots and lots going on for me. And Hannah is sending me some more questions. Thank you, Hannah. And she says, okay. So Mary is interested in the watch website and how does that work? Thank you for asking that question. Thank you for sending it to me. The watch.bonniebaycrochet.com. This is my shameless promotion here. is a place where I keep my best video content, and also some exclusive content that does not appear on my public YouTube channel. Most of the designs that are there, you can, well, all of the designs that are on the Watch channel, you watch spam free, commercial free. There are no interruptions, whatever, on this channel. I know a lot of you don't like being interrupted. I don't either, but you know, advertisement does make the world go round to a certain extent. I benefit from it, but I wanted a place where people could enjoy exclusive content as well, not just spam free, advertisement free, commercial free, but I also have complimentary downloads, PDF downloads of most of the patterns that are on the site. There are some that I don't own the copyright to, and I've said this so many times, but in case people can't find a particular PDF that I don't offer, it's because I don't own the copyright. But if I own the copyright, which is most of my work at this point, you get a complimentary PDF, so you don't have to, you know, buy it from my online store if you prefer written patterns. And it's $6.95 a month, and it's really up to you if you think it's worth that. If you are an avid crocheter and you are enjoying the cabling and the intermediate level patterns, I do have beginning level, everything from beginning to intermediate to really, it's technically intermediate, but some of the work is advanced. I do have some classes on there that you can take a look at. All of these are exclusive. None of which appear on, well, some of the exclusive stuff is not on the public channel, is what I'm trying to say. So that's what the Watch channel is at $6.95 a month, or at $69.50 a year, which is a little bit of a savings. You save 2 months worth of fee. So that's what that is. So if you ever have any questions, just let me know. I do appreciate those of you who are supporting me through that. It's just an additional way to help support my family. So, and I'm very thankful for that. Okay. And I apologize. I edited some of my video this week for something exclusive that's going to be happening later in the month with the Crochetpreneur. Once that has aired, I will be putting my presentation onto the Watch channel, but not until after the Crochetpreneur Summit. And I'll be getting more information about that soon to you guys, probably starting next Friday. So that will be an exclusive added there. Okay, so Hannah sent me some more questions from Poppy Anderson. What's an alternative yarn to use on any type of project if you are allergic to mohair and wool? Well, that's a good question, Poppy, because a lot of, I know Universal Yarns makes an alternative to mohair. I believe it's 100% acrylic, very thin, like this weight yarn, and it is a little bit different in that it's acrylic and that it's not mohair. I did do an evaluation on this with a bunch of other yarns sometime last year. So if you look in the Yarn Talks or on the playlist on my channel, or I can try to look for it. I don't even know how to tell you how to look that up. It's a Universal Yarn Honest Review. I did review some of it. I wasn't as thrilled with it as I am with the natural fibers. I will say that up front. But if you can't use the mohair, it may be a very good alternative. I would visit the yarn store and see what you can find. If you have a boutique style yarn store that carries the higher end yarns like this in your area, I would definitely check with them because they are experts in yarn and they will be able to help you. I'm not talking Michael's. I mean, Michael's is fine. You might be able to find something at Michael's or Joann's or Hobby Lobby, but I would go to a more refined, more specialty store, what we call LYS or local yarn stores, just to be clear. But anyway, what I was going to tell you is I edited this video and I say so much, especially when I'm live, I'm sure. But I edited a lot of the ahs out of this video because I had to shorten it somehow without chopping up the material. And listening to myself was just painful. So thank you for all that you put up with. It's hard to talk without all the pauses and the utterances in between. It made me laugh, but anyway. Okay, Tracy wants to know what I'm teaching at for Dallas Fort Worth. Tracy, I'm gonna have to look that up because I really
Didn't even know what the D.
yeah, let me see. D F W. Let me see if it's even out. They haven't even released it yet. No. I'm gonna have to ask if you can just be patient with me, and next week I'll try to have more specifics on that. Because quite honestly, Tracy, I get confused because I have a listing of 4 classes in one place, 4 classes in another, and 8 classes at Yarn Fest. It can get very confusing. I think I am teaching the beginning knitting class in Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh picked that one up. I'm pretty sure about that. I think I am teaching the cabling classes in all of them. So if you're looking for like big and bold cables, I believe that's one. And I think I Love Cables, I Love Cable Crochet is another, where we just, in a short period of time, we march through a lot of different stitches. So you go home with swatches or one big swatch of all these different ways of doing cables. Okay. But also check out the classes of the other teachers as well. So there is a lot to being offered. So Josie says, this may be a silly question, but I mentioned during last week's live that I am planning on starting a blog and releasing patterns. Do I need to copyright my patterns? And if so, how? Great question, Josie. I would even recommend that you check out the Crochetpreneurs upcoming summit on how to run a small crafting business. The gal that's running that is just top notch, and I'm looking forward to hearing some of the other seminars so that I can learn more on that. But as far as copyright, you don't have to register it officially with anybody in particular, but I always make sure that I have with the way I set up my document, I always make sure that on every page of my document is copyright, the year. I use the copyright symbol, the year, and my name, and all rights reserved. Just telling people that no, you may not copy parts of my pattern. And I only do that if it's something that I wrote and it's original. So you do need to make sure that it is your original work, which I know you will. And then you can just put that, and you should be fine. You don't have to register it officially with, like a patent office or a copyright office or anything like that. Now, when you print or publish books, if you publish books, you are assigned effectually an ISBN number. If you publish, let's say, with KDP, Amazon, or any publisher, they will assign you an ISBN number. It'll be registered at the Library of Congress. And there are protections through that, I believe. So, yeah, if you have more questions, just email me, bonniebarker@me.com. But that is an excellent question. Because if you had to wait and register it with the government every time you publish something, nothing would happen, I'm pretty convinced. Not trying to be negative or snarky or anything about the government, but that would just be a lot. But you are, you should be protected under that if you ever had to, take it to court or something. As long as you're testifying, and you do have to certify with a lot of these online stores, like at Lovecrafts. Lovecrafts does ask you to certify, basically say a pledge that, yeah, this is my work and I testified that. And they recognize it at that point as your copyrighted work. All right. Not all places do that. Okay, not all online communities do that, but that's one reason why I went with Lovecrafts, switched to them, because they're a bit more protective about that. Okay, so let me get back saying hey to some of you guys. I see a lot of new names in the chat. Patty, okay, Patty, and see, okay, I'm getting back. Let's see, Susanna from Northwest Kansas. Wow. She said, excited to pull out a work in progress and get to crochet with you all today. Wow, thank you. That I would love to just sit here and crochet with you guys too, but I am so limited as far as what my brain can process. And Anna wants to know, did you ever publish on Amazon and did it sell? Yes, ma'am. Yes, but to clarify, I was published with, I have been published with Leisure Arts for more than 11 years, since 2009. So what's the math on that?
What?
So that's 14 years. So 14 years ago, I became published with Leisure Arts. That was first of all, with several leaflets. And then wrote a book or two books actually with F&W Media, which I know I have to say that slowly. My kids thought I was saying something bad when I said it real fast at one point. F&W Media, which actually is no more. They were acquired by Penguin Random House. So I have 2 books with them, and all of those are available on Amazon.com. And yes, I did publish, gosh, about 5 books now. 2 books, 3 books, and a couple of leaflets. I'd have to look at it. I get confused, but yes, they do quite well on Amazon, thankfully. And for those of you who are looking into getting into crochet publication and things like that, you need to probably consider joining the Crochet Guild of America. It's not a requirement, but you will meet other people who are trying to do the same sort of thing like you. That's what I did many years ago, back in 2011. And I met some life friends of a lifetime there that I love, and just love being together at conferences when we do conference. And Josie wants to know, when is the Crochetpreneur Summit, and is it online? Yes, it is online. And let me look at my calendar again. I believe it starts May 24th. So May 24th, 25th, 26th. I believe those are the dates. It might go an extra day. It may go to Saturday, but it's at least 24th, 25th, 26th of May. It is online. I know that there's going to be a lot of great business information for those of you who are interested in that. But what I was going to say, for the benefit of Anne, is the great thing about Amazon is it's a different audience than, let's say, Ravelry or Lovecrafts or even YouTube. It is a separate, well, there is some overlap with some of the audiences for crafting, but a lot of people who don't even, bother with these other social media outlets will maybe order books from Amazon. So it's always a good thing. You can have multiple income streams, for those of you who are doing what I do, working at home. So yeah, so definitely check it out. It is a lot of work. It's a lot of work to publish a book. It's a lot of work. You have to learn a lot of IT. And if you don't hire somebody to do your layout, the desktop layout of the book and so forth, you have to learn that. And it is a lot of work, but it's a labor of love for me. So, all right. And Swati, okay, getting back to her friend who just had the baby, says she is not done. You're right. Chemo, radiation, and surgery in the future. I'm just so glad. I'm so glad that she is well and the baby is well. That is a huge blessing, though, Swati. All right, we have Terry Redman. She says, hello, Bonnie and Hannah. What a glorious day. Pray you are doing very well. Thank you, Terry. Hannah, can you do me a favor? I left my Bible in the other room. Could you get that for me, please? Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I thought I had everything with me, but lo and behold, I do not. Ah, Marie, it's good to see you in the chat. And Cynthia Burke. Oh, she said she don't see the tote bag. You know what? Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. This is for my little encouragement in a bit. As far as the tote bag goes, I can. Oh my gosh, somebody's cooking pizza or something out there.
Dad's making pizza.
Oh, it smells amazing. She just opened the door and I'm like, I may have to end now. No, I smelled the pizza. I'll have to look into this. I'll see if I can. I'll look into doing this. I'll have to redesign it, but maybe it's time to put out some new T-shirts that says "No, it's not knit." And that's kind of a fun song if you want to look it up on my crochet parody songs. There is a list. We have a lot of fun with that one. It's an easy song to learn too.
Will you be doing the tote bag again?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I will. Let me make a note to myself. Redo tote bag. Where's my? Hold on a second here. Let me write this down. I can't type. All right, it's on my list, so I will have to make sure I do that next time. And Freaky Geek, it's good to see you in the chat, girl. Yeah, don't worry, I won't read that one out loud, Freaky Geek. And let's see, love to craft.
Taking care of little kitties.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, I'm so glad. I must have missed an earlier comment about that.
She's been taking care of some little kittens.
Love to. Okay, here it is. My rescue kitties are doing well. They turned 6 weeks old on Tuesday. I have had them with me for a total of 4 weeks and 1 day. Wow, you must have been like nursing them like a mama. Wow, it's a lot of work. They're so cute when they're tiny. That reminds me of a story when I was
loved Marie so much when I was a kid.
I have to tell you a story. There was a little kitty or a cat in our. It was a I guess a feral cat that was outside when I was growing up in South Florida, and we called this cat Mama Mia, and every year she'd have 3 little babies, and one year she went missing, so I knew that she had her babies, but she would have them outside. She would take care of them, and they were great mousers and everything. And my mom would just, she would just feed them. They were outdoor cats. And one year a hurricane was coming. I don't remember the name of the hurricane, but we've always have hurricanes coming or near misses when you're living in Florida. Floridians, you know what I'm talking about. And my biggest concern was we don't know where the cat went, and she just had her kittens. We knew that because we knew that she had her kittens. So we were concerned. I was beside myself as a little girl. I'm so worried about the cats, and who cares about the house, if it blows away, but I'm worried about those kittens. So we went looking, and my dad found them, and she had them in this beautiful place. They were in a hole in a CBS block, concrete block, and they were all protected and cozy. But my dad, we picked them up. They were brand new kittens. We picked them up and we brought them into the house and we put them in the tub for the duration of the storm, and the kittens were fine. We put them back outside and they were fine. They grew up, just part of growing up down south. But that was kind of cool. I love just seeing those little kittens as a kid. And let's see. So that's great to hear about that. Love to craft. And I know all about the parasites too, having worked at a vet as in high school. Yeah, we used to Yeah, I used to have to deal with that. And Anna says, rescues are so sweet. We brought 2 home from the streets of Greece, and they were extremely loving, as though they know they were rescued. Yeah, we saw a lot of cats when we were in Greece, especially when we went to the ancient ruins of Ephesus. So many cats. And I got a picture of me scratching. I mean, I'm not afraid of, petting feral cats. I'm very much aware of what. Yeah, anyway, I'm not afraid of that because I know it's not that big a deal. But it was just really neat to be able to pet these cats, and they were just loving it. They must have a lot of attention from tourists where we had been. So the Turkey, and then in Greece, yes, we saw a lot of them in Greece, especially. And when we went to Cyprus, this island of Cyprus, they had a lot of kitties out and about, and again, they help keep the rodent population down. So a lot of the people there, they keep the feral cats fed quite well. Oh, and Diane says she's in the process of doing the palatial prism shawl. All right. Well, I think hopefully I got.
Great job, Diane.
Huh?
It's doing the process. You're doing great.
Yeah. Okay. I think I've gotten to most of everybody and most of the questions again. Oh, I see Pam's projects from Sun City, Arizona. Love Arizona, Pam. Wow.
Do you have a favorite trip you've taken? Sandra and Susanna Anderson wants to know.
A favorite trip? Ooh. I have
Listen, all the time.
It depends. Well, which continent? I don't know. I don't know that I've been so blessed to be able to travel with my husband, to tag along on business trips. I mean, I immediately think of my latest adventure, which did have a couple of days in which was pretty spectacular. It was just wonderful. There was no agenda, just enjoy. And I loved that. And yes, we did do the gondola thing. It was wonderful. And then our gondolier even sang in Italian. It was a dream. But then I think of seeing the starry sky and the blue mountains of Australia. I mean, there's so many different highlights. Sailing on the Sea of Galilee, going to Ireland to go to the Cliffs of Moher, and walking the streets of Dublin with all the buskers playing their music. I can't narrow it down to just one. Switzerland. Oh.
Paris, Italy.
Yeah. Paris was nice. Paris wasn't my favorite. I mean, I love Paris.
I think Italy's better.
Italy, I think, has been great, but again, I just have so many likes. It's I just very blessed to be able to just tag along with my husband on a couple of these trips, and as you all know, we just came off of the trip of a lifetime to a cruise that started in Rome, and
Mediterranean, right?
it's a Mediterranean cruise. Yeah, we started in Rome and ended up all the way down to Israel and spent 3 days in Israel. There's so many other places I'd love to see, but I've been so blessed. If I died tomorrow or today, I am a content woman in so many ways. Yes, I do. Sandra says, would like to get a No It's Not Knit t-shirt if you want to bring them back. It's not on. Okay, I'll have to bring those back, and I will definitely redesign them and do a better job this time. So I will. I have it on my list, my work list for this coming week, guys. So I will go ahead and do that. Well, let me go ahead. I wanted to just read from the good book. Been reading a lot from Spurgeon lately, but I was reading this morning from the Psalms. And again, this is a bit of a sobering psalm, but a psalm of David. It's a maskil, and I'll just go ahead and read the first 5 verses. And this is of Psalm 32, and was just really feeling the thankfulness that it speaks of this morning. Blessed is the one whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. Blessed is a man against whom the Lord counts no iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no deceit. For when I kept silent, my bones wasted away through my groaning all day long. For day and night your hand was heavy upon me. My strength was dried up as by the heat of summer. I acknowledged my sin to you, and I did not cover my iniquity. I said, I will confess my transgressions to the Lord, and you forgave the iniquity of my sin. And as Paul would say, as the number one sinner, I know what this feels like to have those sins forgiven, and there is nothing like it in the whole universe. Not even better than crochet. This is better. This is so much better. But anyway, well, I hope you guys have a fantastic week. I'll look forward to see you broadcasting from South Carolina next week. God bless. Bye-bye.